Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. So this is actually day 6 or day 5 before I went to bed. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. Pretty hot out, so I couldn't really sleep, so I carried on doing this anyhow. So you can see everything is plugged in there now and working. So far it doesn't look attractive down there with all those cords hanging out, but it does keep everything nice and neat and tidy. Those are the hum eliminators I'm going to have to return. Now the other thing I did was hooked up, if you see all those USB cords hanging over top of the cymbal there, well, that's because everything with the excluding the mini log and the Akai Force, well, actually also what has to be hooked up yet is the Modi X7 as well as the Native Instruments machine. So there's still lots left to do, and this is where things are really going to slow down here, because obviously I'm going to have to start waiting for stuff to come in from Amazon, because there is just so many parts missing to finish this puzzle. So anyhow, for that, I am heading off to bed now, and we'll start day 6 again tomorrow. So this is day 6 now. The piano wall went together really well. The main desk, that's fine. The secondary production desk, smooth, real easy. Everything went well. This wall is turning out to be a bit of a nightmare. I don't have a plan. The reason is partially because I don't know what I want to do with this studio in a way. Any sort of recording I've done, I've always done using a linear sequencer. So program into a DAW in like the beginning, middle, end, just along the line. I don't use clips, never have used clips. I write orchestral music. You don't do a lot of clip-based orchestral tracks. So the thing is, it's getting used to something that's a little different. What I wanted to do is get everything controlled by the Akai Forces back there. So this whole studio will be run and controlled by it. That's why it's on this little stand that I can move anywhere where I would like it. I understand anytime you insert something into the path, the signal will degrade slightly, but not like that. I plugged in those hum things, and I mean, it was terrible noise on the line. They were silent when I just plugged them directly in, and I cranked up the gain. But as soon as I put those things in, I mean, they were just screeching. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. I don't quite understand why that's having that effect. I would think if the ground loop is just being removed, it's just being removed. It shouldn't make a difference. I'm obviously missing something, and it did. So trial and error. But do I give them back yet? Well, I don't know if I give them back, because last time, it isn't though I haven't done testing on this wall before. Okay, it's like 2:40 in the morning, so I'm getting a little tired, I gotta tell you. So what happens if we go to the menu and the preferences into the sync, we can see that everything now, it looks like everything is all in there, has been connected by MIDI. Now, it's just a rough test. I mean, I got like just chords and everything. I just... Okay, so it looks like everything's working pretty well. If I hit preferences, we go into the MIDI here, we can see that all the stuff has been connected. If we look, I mean, there's just a mess of chords all over the place. I mean, there's just nothing good about any of this. Anyhow, though, it's 2:40, so I think I'm going to be calling it quits here. If we go back in to the launch thing here, what we can see is that we have, I don't know if you can read that, but we have like the Mode EX, the Korg, the Roland, and we have a bunch, well, basically everything that's in the office here. Let's go on. If I hit launch and that sort of thing, what we can actually see is this stuff seems to be working. Over here, the stuff seems to be working. Over here we have the Native Instruments machine, and we see the keyboard is like doing its thing down there, and the Machine of Jam is working and doing its thing over there. So we see that. If we scroll across and take a look at the Roland here, or the Mode EX, we can see it's working. And if we take a look up there at the Korg, we can see the Korg is working. We can see the Korg is working up there. We can see the Roland FA is working. Just that top channel there is doing its thing. Deep Mind 12 is doing its thing down here. It seems to be pretty good. And Criteria Micro Brute. Okay, so it's raining, it's dark, it's kind of a mess outside, which also is a mess in here. First off, I wanted to test out, because I've never tried actually USB MIDI, so I wanted to test that out. So I tested that out, and everything seems to be working with the gear I have, and the links seem to be working out okay. But the problem I'm having is where to run the cabling in that, because for some reason I decided that it was a great idea to go and run out and get all unbalanced cables. Now, who does that? I mean, I don't need unbalanced cables, but now I got plenty of them around here. And I knew better than that. I knew to get balanced cables. But anyhow, so I'm kind of rethinking what I'm doing here. I'm just shuffling things around, trying to figure out what would be best, or what would work the best. And we're just going to deal with one problem at a time. I think that's the only way to actually do this. Okay, so here we are, kind of a week into this. I'm trying to redo my studio where things were, because, as I mentioned earlier, things just weren't working out well. So I decided that what I was going to do is go ahead and take things apart and just drop them kind of on the floor there and just test out some places for things to be. And, well, that snowballed out of control. So nothing in the office is now where it's supposed to be. Nothing's connected, nothing's hooked up. I'm testing little things here and there. And this is just going terribly, terribly wrong. Okay, the first problem to solve is I want my mixer there. By putting it over in this corner over here, it's taking up a great big long shelf that could be used for another keyboard if I get one. And I probably will get one. So instead, I'm going to put it right there because these are narrower shelves. Okay, so I want the mixer in that spot because it's taking up less space right there. It fits better in that shelf. Now the problem is, though, it's right up against the wall, so I can't plug anything into the back, like the USB cables and such. I have lots of room to the top of the shelf to work with. So I'm going to try one of those new stands that I got for my main desk, where the Native Instruments machine thing is on. And we're going to see if that stand can maybe tilt this at a little bit extra angle that we need in order to make it work. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.